What to do after the crowdfund. If you don't know me, I'm Jessica Allen. I am a artist, singer-songwriter, as well as an artist crowdfunding coach. And we've had a whole class of people go through their crowdfunding journey in the last few months. And we're nearing the end of it. You guys get to reap the benefits of hearing what's working, the wins that are happening, and all of that. So we had someone finish up last week. She created 3,500. Her original goal was 3K. So she went over her goal. So exciting. Her goal for the year was actually $3,000 for the entire year. And she created it in 60 days. So crazy. And I just want to take a second here and acknowledge how huge a win that is. Can you imagine making your yearly predicted income as an artist in the next 30 to 90 days? I mean, how crazy is that? So shout out to Karen. Congratulations for finishing up your crowdfund well. And Sharon Leah, another one that is working with me, she already hit her 5K and she has about 4 days to go. So she's going to surpass her 5K goal and keep going. So I'll keep you updated on that, how much she raises at the end of this. But let's talk about a post crowdfund campaign. What do you do after the crowdfund? So after the crowdfund, you've created a lot of momentum. And in the case of one of my clients, they procrastinated reaching out to a lot of people till the last day. And so I told her, oh my gosh, there's people who didn't even know about this that you contacted the last day. I don't recommend doing that, by the way. I recommend contacting people way before that so you can follow up the last day. But let's just say that happens. And I'm a huge believer in we can't make mistakes through this process. We can only learn and grow. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. However, there is the best way, and then there's the next way. And then there's your way, which, if your way creates results, then great. If it doesn't create results, then you may want to think about changing it up. So let's just say we had something like some people we reached out to the last day. Those people you want to keep following up with. I tell everyone in my community, you want to send at least 3 messages to people. The first one could be a message, the second, a voice message, the second one could be a written message, the third one could be like, hey, the crowdfund's ending this week, last chance to get involved. So you want to be thinking when you contact people, I want to touch them at some point, in their messages 3 times, 3 different times. And that's what we were coming to the end, and we were like, we've only contacted these people once. We got to do it 3 times. So let's talk about a post crowdfund. So some people will only hear about it the last week of the crowdfund, and they didn't have a chance to process through. A lot of people who donate in the crowdfund you've been talking to for about 4 to 6, 7, 8 weeks. And that's how many touch points it takes for people to get involved and to take action. And so if you're thinking like that and you have some people to contact after, you say, okay, who can I contact after that has wanted to participate or they haven't gotten back to me? Those are the people you contact in your post crowdfund. Okay? So if they haven't said no, which some people will say no, right? Some people will not want to donate or tell you, hey, it's really tough financially. I really just can't. Or some people will tell you, you're crazy. Why are you contacting me? I mean, you don't really know until you ask, right? So if they haven't told you no, just assume they need more information, okay? So more information could look like you sending them another message, tagging them in something, just talking to them on the phone, right? It could be, maybe it's a voice message and then a written message, and then they want to talk to you on the phone a little bit more about what you're doing. So there could be 3 different touch points right there. Even though the crowdfund has ended, you can go into store mode and say, hey, all of these things are purchasable on Spotify. Now, I will tell you, most people are not as motivated to purchase after the crowdfund because there's no urgency, there's no deadline. So what you want to do is give it a deadline and say, hey, store mode is open for another week or for another 2 weeks. And you can still purchase the products that I created for the crowdfund for another month. Leah McHenry is another artist coach that I follow, and she did another month for her post crowdfund. So that is something that you can do. I prefer giving it a little bit more urgency. So I like doing like another week or another 2 weeks. It gives people a little bit more urgency, and it helps them know, okay, there's a deadline. So that's my personal preference. If you do a month, be willing to follow up with them for the entire month, right? It's not like, okay, contacting them once. You need to be contacting them throughout the month, right? So whatever time frame that you choose to do your post crowdfund, definitely be contacting them throughout that entire time. And that's really it, guys. After that, what you do is you deliver on the things that you said you would deliver on. So if it's CDs, if it's merchandise, if it's a bunch of different things, you want to deliver on them within the next 3 to 6 months is my recommendation. Again, you don't have to deliver on them right away, but 3 to 6 months after is a good time frame. That gives you some time to get it all together. That's the great thing about a crowdfund is you don't have to have all the merchandise finished, although it's nice. Like Sharon, one of my clients, is sharing the merchandise while it comes in, which is exciting. But you really don't have to have it finished unless you want to. So crowdfunding is a vision sport, if we're going to call it a sport. It's casting vision. It's saying, hey, this is what is coming. And getting excited about it is creating the emotion behind it. It's not just the how-tos, it's the emotion behind what you're doing. So that is what to do after a crowdfund. Really, it's very simple. Do a post campaign, just in case some people couldn't participate and they want to. And you have to be willing to follow up with them. Don't just drop the ball. You have to be willing to communicate within that. And you deliver on what you said you would deliver on. And in the case of Sharon, she's doing an album release in August, and there's a bunch of different things she's doing after. So there's a single coming out next week for her. So there's a lot of fun things that you can do post crowdfund now that you've gotten the word out. You can do your single releases. You can do a bunch of releases. It's really up to you what you create. But those are the two basics. So again, my name is Jess, and I am an artist crowdfunding coach. And I just help 2 different artists create anywhere from 3K to 5K and up. And our goal will be about 7K at the end of it, because she's in her last week, and that is the most lucrative week. So don't give up just because it's the last week. Follow through, and don't give up just because it's over. Follow through. That is my tip for you guys today. So if you have any questions, let me know below. If you want some more information about how to crowdfund your next EP, album, music project, put crowd in the chat and I will get you the info. And really, the idea of a crowdfund is that you're going to do the promotion anyways. You're going to get the word out for the project anyways. Why not get paid while you do it before you spend the money on all the product? Why not get paid before you do it? If you're going to do it anyways, get paid for it. And again, you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to do it without strategy. One of my clients said before she worked with me, she created about 1K in her last crowdfund, and she just 5x'd it to 5K. So there is really a strategy behind this. There's the power of the ask. And if you get good at that, you can really do that in the rest of your life too. How many of us don't know how to ask for what we need? Or when we do it, we come across demanding, or number 2, we come across, we just don't do it. So those are the 2 extremes, right? Coming across demanding and not doing it at all, and getting overwhelmed and panicked when you have to get out of your comfort zone. So you don't have to do it alone. I jokingly call myself a transformation crowdfunding coach because The process is so transformational. When you learn how to ask for things, when you learn how to create vision for people, that is a breakthrough in your finances. That is a breakthrough in abundance. That is a breakthrough in your business. And you don't have to be naturally good at it, guys. You don't have to automatically know how to do it. You can work on this skill. It is a workable skill. It is something that you can create because you put your mind to it and you want to create it. That's all it takes. So, thanks so much, guys, for joining me on this live today. If you have any questions for me and you want to create your own crowdfund, get paid your 5K or more or less, put crowd in the chat and I will get you the information. Thanks so much.